can't contextualize it for everyone else, but for me, it played like gangbusters. It was just weird watching it with people. It was almost like having sex in front of people for the first time. Like, I knew how good we all were at it quietly and privately, but like once it went public, people were like, they really, look at the motion they put in. That ass is high in the air.
This is not a euphemism either.
It makes sense, I swear. But it does. It felt, for me, it was, oh my God, they laughed at this. They laughed at this. They went quiet at this. Like, all the things I was always concerned about that they would catch on to, they seemed to ride with, you know, and I think everyone gets the conceit, like that we're not sitting there and going like, this is deadly serious. I think everyone gets that, like, we know it's stupid, but it's played so seriously that you kind of engage with it. I was telling these cats just before, only reason this all works is because the performances. That's what you hear people talk about over and over again. It's like everyone sells this dopey material as if it's real and happening and there are stakes involved. So thanks to these guys, it sales.
I don't even know how I got hired into this, Kev.
Shannon McIntosh, who's one of the producers on the movie, said, do you know Genesis Rodriguez? And I was, who's that? And she was like, listed this. And I said, oh, Casa de Mi Padre. I saw that movie, the Will Ferrell flick. And so I looked at that flick, then I looked at Man on a Wire. I was like, oh, great. We didn't even have a read. We were like, just give it apart. It's great.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, but it does when like people are that good. You could see there was something there, but the beautiful thing is when she got to set, as much as I knew she could give based on what I'd seen, she did something very small in one of the takes where I was like, holy crap. And then there's a monologue in this movie that didn't exist until the morning we shot it, and it was based on having shot with her the night before. These two had a scene together with Ralph Garman in the police station. Just tiny throwaway glance she gave, and I was like, holy crap, I could build on that. And I gave her a monologue the next morning, and she crushed it, and it stayed in the movie. I was like, if it works, we'll keep it, but if not, whatever. It's an interesting experiment, but she did such a great job. It frames the movie in a way. It was the way we introduced Johnny's character later on. We call it the Genesis.
And it helps humanize the movie, I realized that last night, because I'm playing a very pompous, like acerbic, sort of flawed guy who's lost his humanity in a lot of ways. And so you're following this character for a while, and Genesis is introduced, and just she, as a person, as an actress, just exudes warmth and kindness, and without that counterbalance, it would be kind of an exercise in like fun, like nihilism, and like, okay, great, we're gonna see this guy get tortured, but she really helps balance it.
And it doesn't give you a break, like the way that you put it in with the film, where you had these signature down the barrel shots that Genesis did in like a take and a half. Like the second take wasn't even necessary. You aren't, it's sort of relentless. We leave Justin in this sort of horrible trouble, and then you're right with somebody else, you know, sort of bolstering the emotional backstory of the whole movie. So it was, as an audience member last night, it was fun to watch. And to clarify, I meant flop like a walrus, not like other things that flop. Out of context, that can count horrible.
If any critics out there want to use that,
it's been trademarked. I'm an actor whore. I got in the job because I like actors. I like watching performers. I like people taking the lie and making it real. Tell the lie, tells the truth. That's fascinating to me. That's part of movie making that I love the best. You can blow shit up, and that's cool too, and put things in space and whatnot, but I just love watching actors sell it, you know, like they make it sound like they're coming up with it right off the top of their head. So you work with a bunch of actors you dearly love, like Michael Parks I'd worked with on Red State. He's an actor that I'm obsessed with because he makes choices no one else makes. So he was the influencer here. Like the reason I wrote Tusk was I was like, I want to shine a light on Parks. You know, in Red State he did great, but he's selling hate speech. This is a movie where he could just sit there and talk crazy and act and show them what he can do. And I would sit on a set and watch that for a while. Then you add these cats, man, who come in and play it so earnestly and care. You know, you could have easily phoned it in or said no, you know what I'm saying? But like they came and they played it for real. Everyone kind of got it and said, let's do it, let's do it. So based on that and based on the fact that like it's a movie where I just threw in anything I wanted to do, never mind like what's going to sell, what's popular, you know, where's the pulse right now? Like, you know, for years I've been talking about that Gretzky quote, you know, don't go where the puck is, go where the puck's going to be. This movie absolutely felt like where the puck was going to be. Now, I don't know if the puck was ever going to score, but I knew exactly where it would be to pick up a rebound, maybe do something with it. And so I off of that, based on the fact that I'm like, all right, it's stuff that I like. I like working with actors. I throw in all this Canada stuff, which always kind of floats my boat, gets my crank going. I'm obsessed with Canada. I said, if that's filmmaking, like if I could just make these little budget movies, man, like under $5 million, where I could do whatever I want, set them in Canada, like just talk about the shit that makes me excited, then like I'll happily keep doing this. But if I have to compete, or if I have to go out there and be like, all right, what's the marketplace want? That's where it falls apart. I'm not a mainstream filmmaker, but I can make weird little things. And if I'm allowed to do that, and the only one not allowing me was me, so I figured it out myself. If I just keep it to only movies that I would bother making, then I'll be fine. I can stay pure my whole career.